Hi everyone, I'm here with a bare face, and for once I'm not actually slaving away on my eyeshadow palette videos because I'm actually going to be going to like this cute little kind of afternoon tea timey lunch kind of place with my sister and my mom. They found this really cute place and both of them really wanted an excuse to dress up, and I wanted an excuse to dress up. It's like a really fancy place, it's like dress coded and everything, so it's just a place where you can go if you want to dress up and feel fancier than you actually are. So I already have on my blouse that I'm going to be wearing underneath my JSK. I think it'll be really fun. I'm gonna get started. I'm just gonna be doing something simple. I'm wearing Dozing Cat in, I think it's just like one of the beigey pinky colors. It's from Metamorpho, so the makeup is not gonna be super intense because it's just, you know, whenever I'm wearing this kind of fashion, I usually have a pretty light face of makeup on, like comparatively speaking. Before I get started with anything, I already put on sunscreen. I use the Isntree sunscreen, and I'm gonna put on some lip balm. This is from Dior. I've just been using it a lot lately just because I have it, and I do actually really like it. This is like an old version. I don't have the reformulation. I got this for really cheap from someone who never used it. They were selling it for like a fraction of the price, so I was like, I want it. But I never actually have bought it myself full price. It's a little bit expensive. But yeah, so with my sunscreen on, I generally don't like putting too much primer on like on top of the sunscreen, but I am going to put on some under eye primer. So I'm going to use my JACLYN under eye primer. I'm just going to, and I'm going to kind of tap it on. I'm not going to rub it in because I don't want to disturb my SPF. And any excess goes on my eyelids. And then I do want to put on some primer where I tend to get where the humidity just makes my skin go all shiny. I have been testing out, I picked up the POREfessional Lite. I've been interested in it. And it's very interesting. It does not feel the same as the hydrating version. It definitely feels really watery and cooling, but it still feels kind of more like a traditional POREfessional, just not as like super slicky smooth. It does still maintain some tack, so I'm just going to be tapping this onto the inner parts of my face where I need oil control. And again, I'm trying to not disturb my SPF, so I'm just going to tap it on nice and gentle. My face has been so angry because of all the heat, so I have pimples and texture galore, but what can you do? It's just so hot. It has finally cooled down a little bit and the humidity is not oppressive this week, so maybe my skin can finally start to recover. So I'm going to use the Givenchy matte foundation. Now this is too light for me. I'm just going to concentrate it mostly on the inner parts of my face. And I'm going to go in sections. This does set pretty quickly. Not as light on me as it usually is. I bet I got a little bit tan, but because I'm finally making it more of a habit to wear hats and sunscreens, my tan I think faded again. It's not actually as paper white on me as it used to look. I think I just got a little bit tan when I got negligent, but I'm really trying to be more diligent about my sun protection these days. I put a hat in the car so that way I just always have a hat on when I'm driving. And then my forehead is mostly covered. I do need to trim my bangs, I just keep forgetting to, so I'm just gonna put a little teeny bit on my forehead, just enough to kind of make it look more uniform. I'll go for a second layer on my cheeks. I think my cheeks could use a little more coverage. The neck of my bottle is so gross. So just a little bit more coverage on my cheeks, which need it. Okay, so that's going to be foundation on. Overall, honestly, it's a pretty thin layer. Okay, I'm going to use concealer, and I'm just going to use my JACLYN concealer. This has really great staying power, so it's just a good, reliable choice for me. You can see the difference. And then I am going to spot conceal my little scab up there. So it's just a little less obvious now. Alright, so I'm going to powder my face and then I'm going to do some contour and stuff. Before I do that, I am going to use my Charlotte Tilbury contour wand. I do want to see, I've not yet really seen how long it can last, so I do kind of want to see how long it lasts while I'm out today. I saw that Supergoop made an SPF makeup setting spray and I was definitely going to try it, but I saw so many horrible reviews of how terrible it was, and I just wonder if it's just never gonna happen. Like, there's no such thing as a makeup setter SPF spray. If we ever could make that though, that would be pretty awesome, wouldn't it? dimension back in. I think I'm gonna use a translucent eye primer today. It's just the JACLYN one. If you're gonna get this one, definitely just get it when it's on sale. I got it when it was like $7. For that price, I can't complain. It's pretty much translucent and it's not super tacky, so this will be really good for my eye look today, which is going to be pretty simple. I'm going to be matching my eyeshadow colors to my dress, and the dress is kind of like a creamy light browny ivory color with a very muted darker pink, so I'm going to kind of match my eyeshadow to that. Okay, and I need my makeup to stay put, so I'm going to be using the Urban Decay powder foundation. This also will give me more coverage where I need it, so I can have a truly flawless base for the tea time today. And with how hydrating the sunscreen was, it definitely gave my skin a lot of just kind of some glow and hydration underneath, plus my morning skincare. So all these powders on my face should be okay, especially once I step outside. I'll definitely be glad I have all these powders on. It's definitely a struggle to keep your makeup from not moving while also working with your dry skin during the summer. Personally, I prefer to kind of go in the direction of err on the side of too dry and just use setting spray. And that usually just kind of is the best compromise, because it especially with how things are looking like for the future, it's only going to get worse from here. So speaking of Dialba setting spray, I like to use this during the summer as my between makeup layers setting spray. So I'm just going to use my NYX Micro Brow Pencil. I'm still working on panning it, you guys. We're getting there. It'll run out eventually. And I'm going to try and keep my brows a little bit on the lighter side today. But I still do need to add quite a bit of length because my brows are really short naturally. Okay, that's a little bit harsher than I intended, but it happens. Kind of brush it out with my spoolie. With how long my bangs are right now, it'll mostly be covered up anyways. Glossier Brow Flick. I feel like it's not as good as it used to be. The tip I've had to trim a couple times because it would ball up at the end. I feel like the quality of this has gone down, and I'm very disappointed. Okay, so I'm going to move on to my eyes now, and I'm going to use Huda's Rose Quartz. I think this is going to have the perfect layout of colors for me in this look. If I find the pink too cool, I'm going to dig into New Nudes for the rest of it. But I think this will be perfect right here. I'm going to take a loose fluffy brush, and again, I'm going to be keeping everything pretty light and tidy. So I'm going to first go in with this shade right here, and I'm just using very little at a time. And I'm going to kind of just keep it closer to my lash line for now. And you can see it has just a slight contouring effect for me. Yeah, okay, I like how that looks. Again, super, super light and simple. My makeup for these kinds of outfits tends to be on the more boring side. I'm just going to use the same brush, and I'm going to go into this light pink shade here. And I'm going to use this to blend it out. It's so light, I can apply a lot more. And I think I could use a little more pink on the actual eyelid. So I'm now going to go into New Nude, and I'm going to take this pinky shade right here, and I'm going to just layer this on top of the cool brown I laid down earlier to add a little more pink. Okay, so I've added a lot more pink, and now I'm going to use that same shade to kind of just add some more pink to the lower lash line. There we go. I like that a lot. Okay, so now it's time to place a shimmer, and I do actually really like New Nude's shimmer formula, so I'm going to go into this, and I'm going to dab it on the center of my eyelid. And then I'm going to use a brush to intensify it where I want it, which is right in the center. And then I'm going to use this shade here, and I'm going to put that on the lower lash line. I remember when this palette first released and people memed about how they look like hamburger patties. I remember that was like such a funny joke we were making. Simpler times. Okay, so that's going to be that, and I do want to do an inner corner highlight. I'm going to take CHANTECAILLE's Cheetah and put this on the inner corner as my highlight. It has a different kind of texture to the HUDA shimmers, and it's perfect for inner corner work, so that's why I switched to using this. I wish I could get more, but they're so expensive. Alright, so that's going to be the eyeshadow. I'm going to move on to eyeliner, and I think I'm going to be doing a lot of eyeliner work to try and shape my eyes the way I want to. So I'm going to take this gel liner from CLIO, and I'm going to use this to do some outer corner liner. And then just using a stiff angled brush. So I'm just doing that douyin thing where you kind of push your liner out and it kind of makes your eye look longer. And I'll put some eyeliner on the upper lash line, so trust me, it'll look a lot better once I'm done. But first I'm going to curl my lashes and put on some mascara. Okay, and then I'm going to use my HOLIKA Among Us mascara. It's just been the best for me lately. It's so volumizing, and then I can kind of go over the ends and add some length. So it really just kind of does everything. It's just, you know, it's waterproof, so it's not easy to take off, but okay. And then I'm going to do my other eye. I'm supposed to do my lower lash mascara first, but I always forget to do that. So I'm just gonna curl my other eye so that this mascara can dry. Now I need these to dry. So now I'm going to do some eyeliner while I wait for it to dry, and I'm just going to use my Flow Flushy brown liner. I do need to get a new black brown liquid liner, I just haven't gotten around to it yet. And I'm going to use this to draw some wing liner. Just a nice long wing, and so now you can see the lower eyeliner looks a lot better with top liner on. My wings are different angles. Again, I always do this to myself. So you can see from far away that this one's a lot higher than that one, but I guess it's kind of hard to tell in the long run. There's a little nook where I missed the eyeliner, so I'm just going to use some eyeshadow for that. Yeah, there we go. All fixed. And I will just kind of set it a little bit. I don't want it to move. And then I'm going to darken the lower lash line. I think I could use a little more darkness. I think I might have put on a little too much darkness. Okay, so now because I look like I abruptly drew lines, I'm going to take an eyeliner. I'm going to take this brown eyeliner and I'm going to use it to draw in the inner corners and in the waterline up to kind of like the middle, and that'll make it look a little bit more gradual. And then I'm going to go back into the shade I used on my lower lash line, and I'm going to go over the dark eyeliner I drew just to kind of make sure it's a little bit more well transitioned. So now it kind of is a little bit more natural looking. Alright, I'm going to use some lower lash mascara. And then I'm going to draw some fake lower lashes, kind of offsetting them to match with my eyeliner. It can either go really well or really bad. So I'm not going to overdo it. Okay, so this is going to be what my makeup is looking like for my eyes. As you can see, it's very simple, but you know, it's gonna match with the rest of the look once it's put together. I've really enlarged my eyes using my eyeliner, using the eyeliner trick, so that's gonna, again, really match up with kind of the mood of my outfit. So I'm going to use the Dior blush. This is kind of just like the perfect dolly blush for me personally. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to blend it out with a lighter blush shade. So I'm gonna concentrate this kind of right here, and we're just gonna make a little tiny circle, and then it'll get blended out. So if it looks weird right now, don't worry, it'll look better soon. So right now I have little clown cheeks. So now I'm gonna go into the Etude House Strawberry Milk Cheek Blush, and I'm going to use this to blend out the edges and it will also tie into my eyeshadow. And you see the difference already. And I'm even gonna sweep it up towards where my eyeshadow is. Just kind of blush up my whole face. Now these blushes are very mattifying, so I'm gonna spray again because I'm gonna put on some highlighter, and if my face is too matte, the highlighter don't stick. I think I'm going to use this one from Pat McGrath and Bridgerton. I think this will be really nice. And then using my finger, I'll just put some under my brow. It sticks on a lot better when I wet my face a little bit. Okay, so that's what that's looking like. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my bangs down so I can kind of see where we're at. I don't have hairspray, so these are definitely gonna go limp within the next like 20 minutes, but it's the thought that counts. I'll tame these flyaways, but I'm just gonna have my hair down with some hair accessories. So that's what that's looking like right now. Pretty good, honestly. Okay, so time for the lips. So because I'm gonna be eating, I'm not going to do anything particularly like super effortful because it's all going to come off, but I am just going to put on some lip liner, and then I'll put on like a nudie glossy kind of lip, I think, and that way it won't wear off in a way that looks super unflattering. Okay, so I used the Buxom lip liner in Incognito. I don't think you can actually get this anymore, which is kind of sad because it's really good. And then for the lips, I think I'll go with this JACLYN lip oil in Candy Drip. This is kind of the most pigmented one in the line, so it'll add a lot of color to my lips. So this is going to be the finished makeup look. Really, really cool toned, really pretty. I don't wear cool tones a lot. I used to think cool tones looked terrible on me, but the recent wave of cool tones has, I feel like, been done a lot better than it used to be done. So now I feel like cool tones can look flattering on almost anyone. But yeah, this is going to be what I look like. I'm going to go put on my accessories, and I'll be right back to kind of show you guys what it looks like with everything on. Okay, so this is the hair accessories I'm going with today. I'm going with these ears. They match my... And then I have a clip. These match the dress, which is what I'm wearing, the dress. I'll stand up. So you can see here, there's like a print of, see how it's like got cats on it? But yeah, and then here's kind of the dress and everything. Alright, I'm gonna head out, have fun, eat some food, enjoy myself, look cute, and I'll be back. Bye-bye!